Get caught up. We are recording this now, so that there will be a record of it for later. Kaylin, do you want to give me the next slide? My name's Alana Weens. I'm the academic chair for the program. So getting us started, Epsilasi, welcome. NSCC is located in Mi'kma'ki, the unceded territory and traditional homeland of the Mi'kmaq Nation. Our relationship is based on a series of peace and friendship treaties between the Mi'kmaq Nation and the Crown dating back to 1725. As treaty beneficiaries, we recognize that we are all treaty people. And our African Nova Scotian recognition. NSCC recognizes the African Nova Scotians as a distinct group who arrived here 400 years ago. From that time on, they have contributed to the infrastructure and economic wealth of the towns and cities they helped to build, but from which they could not benefit. Let us learn more about how our respective communities were shaped by the historical contributions of African Nova Scotians to Mi'kma'ki. So good evening. Welcome to our Get Started. The point tonight is for you to feel welcome to the program, to get to know a little bit more about the program, and to get to know some of your team with the program. So you'll see some of us. We're going to do some intros in just a minute. Like I said, I am the academic chair. So you maybe won't see me that often as you're going through the program, but we have some other people that you're going to get to know really well, and you'll hopefully get to know some of your classmates as well. So I'm going to hand over to Palin Schubert, or Penny as she's sometimes known, who is our project coordinator and is absolutely critical behind the scenes. So you'll be hearing from her often, and you'll be reaching out to her often with lots of questions and things that come up.
Thanks, Alana. So welcome everyone. As Alana said, my name is Palin or Penny. So our goal for tonight is to welcome you to our program, give you a chance to meet your support team, explain a little bit about what Brightspace is, and do a little bit of program overview. We will provide you some tips on how to be successful in your program and a little bit of Q&A in the end. Please note that you do not need to remember anything tonight. All the information will be available during orientation. And as Elena mentioned, we record this meeting and the recording will be sent out after tonight. So we hope you enjoy. So now I would like to introduce you to part of your support team. So I'll start with myself. My name is Palin Schubert and I'm the project coordinator. And you have gotten maybe a few emails from me. And one of my main role is to support Alana and the program overall to make sure it runs smoothly. And for example, you will hear from me if you require a loaner laptop from NSCC. So I would, Christy, would you like to go next? Just quickly
Sure.
introduce yourself. Yeah,
Hi,
thanks, Christy.
everyone. Thank you, Palin. I'm Christy Blackie. I'm Alana's administrative assistant. I'm actually the administrative assistant to the whole program. So if there's anything you need or have questions or need any support, reach out to me and I will make sure that Alana or Palin or faculty are able to help you, or I can help you in any way. I wish you all the best and have a great time through this journey. It's a great program. We got a really great team here to help you, and please always reach out because that's what we're here for.
Thanks, Christy.
You're welcome.
So yeah, thank you. Sorry, Elaine, I didn't know if you wanted to elaborate a little bit what you do, or are you okay with me just move on to Cynthia next?
So I am I'm sort of the dean's representative in the program, so I make sure things stay pretty legit. Those who may run not quite follow the rules may end up spending a little more time with me. Or if you're not successful in a program, we have to find a way to help you catch up on that. You may end up talking to me, or if you have a problem with the college, you'll end up talking to me. I'm happy to support in whatever you need. And we'll show you at the end, we do have an email address that you can send anything to that you don't know who you want to talk to. And Palin and Christy and I all check that email box so we make sure that the right person gets the question. So over to Cynthia, one of the faculty for the program.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me? I just want to make sure that it's clear. Thank you so much. And good evening, everyone. My name is Cynthia Urtubia. I am going to be one of the faculty supporting you and going with you through this learning journey. We're going to be together every day. We're going to spend a lot of time together, getting to know one each other, reviewing the content, clarifying questions, and learning one from each other. So very pleased to meet you tonight, and thank you for joining us in this Get Started session.
Thank you, Cynthia and Christy and Alana. So I'm going to just talk briefly about what Brightspace is. So what is Brightspace and how to access Brightspace? You'll hear that term a lot. So Brightspace is a platform that NSCC use to hold the material for your courses. This is a place where you'll be used on like a very regular basis. So what you do is just go to nscc.ca and to your cursor over to the top right, you will see a login button on the top. And so that is where you will be connecting or logging into your Brightspace. I'm just gonna go over briefly other tools you'll be using, you might be using or you'll be using a lot, and one is the webmail. So that's where you can access your NSCC inbox. Where all the communication are coming from your faculty, from me. Once you start a program, it will all go to your NSCC inbox. So it's very important you check it on regular basis. And the other one is the service desk. Service desk is where you ask the support that is anything technology wise. It's like reset password, if you have a problem with your loaner laptop or if you have Brightspace issue. Service desks can be reachable through live chat. You can generate service ticket or even call them by telephone. And quickly mention Microsoft Teams, which you'll be using right now. Just a suggestion, if you don't have an app, it's recommended you download the app on your phone or on your computer. And this is where you can join your to chat with your faculty or your classmate, etc. And just want to talk about, we will have loaner laptop available. And if you have a Chromebook or you have a Mac, it doesn't seem to work well with the college platform. So I will be sending the email out if you need a loaner laptop. You can just email us back, reach out to us. And again, our methods of contact will be available at the end of the presentation. Okay, so I'm going to hand it over to Cynthia. She'll be talking about becoming an ECE.
Thank you so much, Penny. And yes, I would like to, first of all, welcome you again to this program, the virtual cohort. Very excited to start this journey with you. Along with welcoming you, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for considering to become an ECE, for wanting to join this field. We need a lot of very motivated and passionate people for early years. But I also wanted to invite you to reflect and really know your whys, right? So you are deciding today become an ECE. You are here for a reason. And I wonder, what is that reason? Why are you here today? Why do you want to be an ECE? What is that inspiration that lead you to join this program with us here at NSCC? Maybe you have children, maybe the children around your environment, your family or friends. Perhaps you have been volunteering in a program, or perhaps there is someone in your life that really inspired you and motivated to be an ACE. Any reason you have, they are all valid. If you want to share those reasons with us, you're welcome to do so. But the invitation is more to reflect, right? And really know, why do you want to be part of this field? You will honor and big responsibility to be part of many children and families' lives. You will have a big impact in many children's development and growing in their critical years, right? Early years are very critical, and you will get to spend a lot of time with them. um, you will support them in their emotionally growing, psychological growing, physically growing, social and emotional as well. So there is a big impact and responsibility in being an ACE, and I am just so pleased to learn that there's so many people interested in doing this. That to me is the most important job in the whole world, right? As an educator, I can say that. You will find in this profession many rewarding and lovely moments. You will find for sure that you're going to need to use all your five senses every day, right? You're going to find that you may need to be speaking and communicating a lot, right? So it's for sure a profession that is very fun, and days are very dynamic. Not every day is the same, but for sure there's going to be some challenge as well, right? You will find some days that are maybe more intense than others. It's very demanding profession, and you will find some moments where children very often cry, get upset. uh, Maybe there are going to be unexpected behaviors as well, right? And I don't want to scare you at all. At the opposite, I just want to thank you and motivate you to join this program and participate in our classes, because here we're going to find together all those tools that you will need to become an ECE and finally get to work on those centers and in those classrooms in pre-primary programs or TICAT centers. So with our program, we are going to be able to apply for the level 2 of classification in Nova Scotia and really plan those activities to support the growing and development of our children, our future, our better societies for tomorrow. So thank you for that. Are there any questions or comments that you would like to share with us? Please feel free to do that on the chat, or if you feel comfortable, just grab the mic and go ahead. Welcome to do so. Oh, Victoria, hi. Oh, so that's your inspiration, right? Yeah. Thank you for sharing that with us. Thank you so much. In the meantime, I'd like to just go ahead and clarify if you're wondering what our classes are going to look like, what our time together is going to look like. Is this maybe a program where you can just come in the evenings and review the content, read your materials, and then participate the assignments or work? Not really, right? We are going to have a learning process where we are going to have activities as interactive as we can. We'll have a schedule here. This is a potential one that we are just sharing with you, but we're going to have a scheduled classes. And your participation and attendance is key. We are going to do this together. We are going to learn together. I truly believe that we all have something to share, and at the same time, we all have something to learn from others. So we will learn with and from others. Participation, as I said, is crucial, right? It's key for our program. So if you are wondering what are we gonna do to have a sense of how our classes might start with, I'm just gonna share with you that maybe we will start with conversations, with reflections about the material or content that we have in our readings. Maybe we will start with breakout rooms, small groups or large groups. Maybe we will have some speakers or guests that can share their knowledge and expertise with us. And we are going to have also a lot of games. So I want to invite you to play a game today, right? Let's play together to have a sense of what are we gonna do in our classes and how that feeling will be. Like, it's very simple. This is a game that I call Yay or Nay. Okay, my daughter helping me with that name. Yay or nay. Okay, so for this game, I am going to ask you to use the React buttons on top of your screen. So you will find lots of reactions in there. If you feel like the activity that I'm going to name from a list is something that you feel like, yay, I like it, I'm going to ask you to please give me a reaction, a heart, thumbs up, a happy face, anything. Okay? If you feel that this activity is like, nah, no, I pass, not for me, just don't give me any reaction at all. Okay? Questions before we start? It's very simple. If you like it, yes, reaction. If you don't, nothing at all. Okay? All right. Everybody ready? Okay, I see a happy face. Ready. Here we go. So, in my list of activities outdoor, I have climbing trees. How do you feel about that? Yay or nay? Not for me. Not really. Okay, yeah, we have one in there. Good. Let's go to the next one. How do you feel about cooking with math? One, two. All right. Oh, another one. Oh, more. All right. We love Muddy Kitchen. Okay. Next one. Sand digging. Yay or nay? Some yays. Okay. Next one. I really want to know about this one. What about outdoor playing on a snowy day? Ooh, a lot of yays. I think we like this one. Okay. What about outdoor playing on a rainy day? Some, not a lot. Oh, coming, they are coming. Okay. And what about outdoor playing on a humid summer day? Only two yays. Okay. Oh, more coming. Okay. We like it. I love the heat. I share that with you. Okay, next one. What about finding bugs and worms? Yay. Yay for some. Okay. And last one. Going for a walk. Many yays. Okay. Thank you so much for participating on this game. Your answers for sure are very personal, but did you know that those personal beliefs, thoughts, preferences, or experiences that perhaps we have regarding these activities that I just mentioned to you are going to influence our image of the child? For example, when I mentioned climbing trees, there was some yays. So let's say that maybe that was not my favorite because I had a bad experience climbing trees and I just maybe fell down and today I'm scared of that. That experience is going to influence how I see children now capable or not capable of climbing trees, right? So maybe I'm going to feel like, oh, this is a risky activity. I'm scared. Are you sure? Is it safe? Can you do this? Be careful, please. Maybe just come down, not too high. The opposite. If I had very great experiences climbing tree and I mastered that when I was a child or in my early years, maybe today I'm going to feel like, oh, yes, go for it. You know your limits and you know how tall you can go, how high you can go, or how not. And I'm going to support that. So just to give a sense of how we are going to be participating in our class, I wanted to share this game with you. This is not a class, so we're not going to go deep. But I thank you for participating on this game, and this is more or less what you can expect from our time together. So your attendance and participation is very important, right? We want to hear from you. We want to learn with you and from you. So thank you. Now, I'm not sure if we are going next to the next slide, maybe about one of our super important courses.
Okay, just give me
Thank you so much.
1 second. It's
And
coming.
please, thank you so much. And in the meantime,
There
I
you go.
just want to highlight that questions. Please feel free to ask them comments. The chat is available. You're welcome to do so. All right, so coming back to a typical week, we can see that we may have, this is a tentative one, right? Not the definite one, but we will have overall 3 periods. The first one is going to be like our scheduled online classes where we are going to have, of course, reviewing the content. Maybe we're going to do that in large groups or small groups. We're going to have breakup times for smaller groups, conversations. We may have exercises, case studies. We might have guests joining us. And here is where we invite you to participate, keep your cameras on, are very encouraged and just be part of this process, right? We learn much more as human beings from what we do, from what we participate on. So hands-on are critical for our program. On the next period, we're going to have one-on-one office hours. This is a time for you and your instructors to meet, ask your questions if there's something that maybe was not super clear, if you need any type of go over the content again and reviewing, if you have maybe ideas to discuss and you think, oh, Cynthia, I read this super interesting article, maybe we can incorporate it for the next class, or this is my experience, anything that you want to share with your instructor, challenges that you might be facing through the program. This is the moment to do so and really connect on a one-on-one time with your instructor. And after the break and our last period, we're going to have these dropping hours. Large group again, we might work on assignments, we might clarify instructions of the assignments or discussion that maybe are not 100% clear. We can review rubrics together and really understand what we are looking for these evaluations that we're going to have through the program. Or we can go deep into the content and review discussion or the work that we're going to do together if that is better. So this is how a typical week may look like together. And so we're going to have plenty of time to connect, interact all together, small groups, one-on-one, so we can have all spaces for feel comfortable participating and connecting with the group, with your instructors, and in between all of us. Are there any questions or comments? Thank you to my colleagues that are attentive to the chat and answering those questions in there. All right. And the last thing that I'd like to share with you, and very important, about our work experience courses. You may see highlighted in there on a red circle 4 work experience courses that we're going to have. 2 in year 1, 2 in year 2. Work experience is a mandatory course. It's a very important one because it's going to provide you the opportunity to really apply those skills and knowledge that you will get through the program in in the classroom, right? With a group of children, pre-primary programs, or childcare settings where you are going to really put in practice those skills and knowledge. So it's very important from right now to know that we are going to have these courses. And for these courses, you will have some responsibilities as a student. Um, can we go to the next slide, Penny, to the little chart? Thank you so much. It's a little bit. But as you can see here, you will have some responsibilities, very important one as a student, right? So first, you will need to find a suitable center for your work experience. If you live on an urban place, you may have more options. If you are located on a more rural area, maybe there's less options. So it's a good idea to start thinking from now where you can find that place to go when it's time for your work experience. Maybe start making those connections with the director, with the people that is needed, and really from now start thinking about what is a suitable place for you. Take in consideration that transportation or other accommodations or expenses such as lunch or resources that you may need are also part of responsibilities of a student. So considering that as well, if you would like to, for example, really do your work placement on a place that is far away from you, considering the time, the transportation, other accommodations that might be needed for these 4 courses that we're going to have. License centers, pre-primary programs, a good idea to just start thinking about that. And it's going to be a wonderful experience to put in practice all those experiences that we're going to have through the program. Are there any questions about work experience? All right. So I thank you for your attention. And Penny, I guess I'll go back to you.
Thank you.
If there's something else needed, please feel free to ask and continue posting your comments on the chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. That was really, really helpful. So we have some tips for you to help you prepare for your program. So time management, make sure you allocate enough time to attend your classes regularly and complete your assignments. Is study of environment is the next one. Just ensure you have a designated quiet space where you can focus on your studies without interruption. Childcare arrangement, like if you have children, plan for a reliable childcare during your study hours. Support system, who's your support system? Identify your support network. Who can you count on if you fall behind, if you need assistance? It's important to have a reliable support system in place. The other one is learning support. So if you have any disabilities or require learning support, connect with us. We have designated staff to assist you with any special needs that you may have. So one of the benefit of the program is that your books, your tuition, your fees are covered. Additionally, we have owner laptops available, like I mentioned previously, for you to borrow until the end of the program. So just if you have any questions, reach out anytime. And the best advice we can give you just to prepare yourself as much as possible and enjoy your learning journey along the way with us. So I'm going to talk a little bit about your workload and evaluation. So You will do a lot of scenarios in this program. Mostly assignments will be evaluations. So there may be some group work as well. I believe maybe some quizzes and project work. Don't be scared of the quizzes. Like faculty often use them mostly just to check for your understanding. Um, so workload can feel pretty heavy, but just like any of your on-campus program, this program certainly can make assignments and evaluation fun because you'll be working with kids and wanted to make they will make sure this is a fun, engaging experience for you. A lot of it has to do with play. So you may ask if you can work part-time, just to keep in mind that the classes runs 8:30 to 3:30, so there will be assignments to complete as well. If you want, you can work in evening and weekends, but it's up to you. Just make sure you balance your work and your required coursework assignments and just your responsibility to the program. Um, is there anything like Cynthia, Elena, you wanted to add about the workload evaluation piece that I might have missed?
I've been writing in chat, so I haven't been
Oh,
listening super carefully.
that's
The
okay.
main
No
thing
quiz
is
for you.
this is a full-time program, and
Yeah.
we do have class times, but there will also be assignments, and there are the work experience times. So just keep in touch with your faculty. We assume that you're adults. So we assume if you need something, you reach out. If you want to communicate, you reach out, keeping in touch with your faculty as early as possible. If you see an issue coming,
Mhm.
letting them know. We have lots of disability support. So if you saw the word quizzes and thought, I can't do quizzes, we do have disability support that can help us figure out how to make the learning environment work for you.
Mhm. Thank you.
Excuse me,
Yeah, Cynthia.
Penny. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. I just wanted to highlight something that you said about reaching out to your faculties for clarification or support. We're going to have plenty of time. And,
Mhm.
and please notice that no question is too big or too small. We want you to ask your question. We want to support you. We want you to succeed. So never be afraid of asking a question or say, oh, maybe I shouldn't bother my faculty with this. I should
Mhm.
have paid more attention, or I'll review myself. All those thoughts, I think that perhaps are in our mind all the time, but I just want to highlight that we are here to support you. So we want
Mhm.
those questions. We want you to come, and we will be there to
Mhm.
clarify as many times as is needed.
Yeah. And we want you to contact us early on if you're experiencing issues, right? Rather than wait till almost the end of your courses and you might be panicking. It's like, oh, I have no clue what to do. The early on you contact us, the better, so we can help you so you're not falling too far behind. And so I'm gonna turn to Alana for the next slide um, on tips for success. Again.
Attending classes is a great cue because we're actually having a conversation about this in the chat. So in terms of working, please do not plan on having a job that will start while classes are going on. That is not going to work for you. Classes are mandatory. If you are not attending classes, I can guarantee you will not be successful. So it is better that you identify that now, because we do have a waiting list for this program and people desperate to get in. So, if you, like Palin said, if you have a job that you want to keep in the evenings, weekends, that's up to you to balance your time with all of the assignments. But in terms of taking jobs during the school day, that's going to be a no. So best to have that conversation now and to have realistic expectations coming in. We've already talked about talking to your faculty if you are falling behind. What we hate to have happen is we reach out after you have failed a class and you say, oh yeah, this happened and then this happened and I didn't know what to do and I didn't reach out. We always want to hear from you. We are humans. We understand issues that come up in life. So we would rather know earlier so that we can help you with some of those things, or maybe you need an extension on an assignment, or, there's lots of ways that we can be flexible. But once the semester, once you failed a class, then we don't have that ability to be flexible. So talk early. I can assure you, I know both of the faculty, Raquel and Cynthia, both amazing humans. They are very nice people and they are not at all intimidating. So you can always talk to them or one of the rest of us if you feel like you don't want to talk to them. We do have lots of help through student services. We do have a counselor. As I said earlier, we do have a disability support specialist, a learning specialist. There's lots of us around to help. And there are activities through eCampus. You may think eCampus, maybe, but there is a student association. There are lots of activities. So if you do want to have that sort of active student life, those things are available as well. Just trying to read things in the chat while I'm doing this. How flexible is the 3:30 time every day? The kids get off the bus around 3. So in terms of, say, a child getting off a bus, then that will be something to talk about with faculty. What I want to make sure is, we've had some people who come in and said, okay, well, I'm going to have a job in the afternoon. No, just no. I'm not going to have you pass. You won't be able to pass the classes if you're taking off every afternoon. So like I said, we're open to having the conversations. We're going to give you an email address in just a few minutes. So if you do have questions after tonight, or you want to talk to me about circumstances, I am here all summer and can answer all of those questions. We did have some questions in the chat about finances. If you log on and it says that you owe tuition, reach out to us because something went wrong. Because as much as we want to make sure everything runs perfectly, the college is set up for regular tuition based programs. So every once in a while, things don't work as quite as well as we like. So don't panic. Reach out to us so we can reach out to student finance and get that taken care of. We do cover tuition, fees, and books. And your books, if it is regular, like in your handbooks, we will get those mailed out to you. Most of our books are online ebooks. If you have a reading disability, I do. I can't really handle online books. Or if you feel that you would be more successful with a printout of the book, we can get the books printed for you and mailed out to you. That's something that you would identify to our disability support specialist, and she's great at getting those out in time. I'm going to put her email in the chat in just a few minutes. And so you can reach out to her during the summer, or if you know that you have a disability or you suspect you have a disability but don't have documentation, she can work with you on your challenges and adapt all of our learning to make sure that it works better for you. So her name is Shari. She's fantastic. Yes, the health and dental plan is included, as virtual health is as well. Those are fantastic benefits for you. Use them well. It always good to be able to give benefits to those in the program. I don't know, is there another slide, Paylin? Or is this where here it is. ece.virtual@nscc.ca. So that is the email box that you will reach. Paylin, Christy, or I, whoever happens to be available and sees it, will write you back. So you have any questions, if we miss any in the chat today, you can always reach out to us and we will get back to you. The other thing I wanted to say was, I know that there has been in the past, views of the ECE profession that maybe daycare, or, this is where you send your children for babysitting during the day, and really want to make sure that everybody coming in is really clear. We are helping you. I know some of you are already working in the field, so you're already there, but you're becoming an educator. You're becoming a teacher. Your students are pretty short, but we are training you to be educators the same way Cynthia is an educator of you. So it is a profession that you're entering. If you have questions this summer about whether this is the right profession for you, do be reaching out. We're happy to talk to you about that. But the skills that you're getting, like this is professional education here, and these 2 years of your diploma also can go towards, for example, your degree at Mount St. Vincent University. It's all transferable, and again, all a part about that becoming an educator. I don't know, Cynthia, if you want to jump in on anything like that, but yeah, ECE, the field is changing. There's now a higher salary scale, there's benefits, pension, and the province, part of the reason they're funding this is to help enhance the profession and raise the standards within all over the province.
Thank you, Alana. Yeah, absolutely agree. I cannot agree more with you when you said that early childhood education historically has been seen as, oh yes, they are just playing. Of course, we use play as a medium, right, for learning. But yeah, we are early childhood educators. So educators, you will be teaching, as Elena said. And I think that it's also on us as educators and future educators to help with this very critical moment that the field is going through, right? Nowadays, it's not only about the salaries, but also about how we can support that professionalization of our field. And for that, we have a beautiful program. We want you to be part of it. So you will need the time and the dedication to meet those expectations within this program. If you're willing to do that, we welcome you with open arms because it's truly a wonderful field to work in. But it takes a lot from being professional on it, and that it's just on us to support that movement of changing the way that this profession is seen socially. So welcome to join us if you wish.
Anybody else have some questions? I do see some questions in the chat, and I think we have been answered it pretty quickly. If we missed your question, if you feel comfortable, just you can turn on your microphone or raise your hand there, and or you can still type in the chat. We'll do our best to answer.
One question that I don't even know the answers to is about your family being on your health and dental plan. So that's one that I'm going to need to look up. But hey, it looks like Christy might know because she was a student here too.
Yeah, you can add them. It is extra. Yeah. Yeah. But yes, you can add them.
Thanks,
For those of you who need a little bit of flexibility with children on and off buses, those are conversations that it's great to have with your faculty, either Cynthia or Raquel, about how much flexibility you might need for that. That would be different than taking a job and just not coming to class.
Right. So you can stay connected over the summer. So we just put up a little slide up here, Facebook, Instagram, and couple email. So the email address again and the link. Yeah, just you can read up on what's it like to be an SEC student, and you can share some tips. Let's see if any questions.
I just answered the question about the student ID. It is really great to get a student ID from a student perspective and from someone that you may enter going into, you may go into a campus for many reasons. Yeah, to study or to meet up with classmates. Maybe you guys want to get together if you're all in the city or you're in a group. If you want to go borrow library books, it's a really good idea to do that, and maybe there's a reason you need to meet on campus, but it is a good idea, especially if you're picking up a loaner laptop, to have that card with you. So those are just some reasons to get a student ID, and you can do it all online, so you don't even have to go into a campus.
In terms of opting out of the medical, you can do that, but it is free. So whether or not you want to or not, that's up to you. I answered it in the chat, but for those who may not have seen it in the chat, in terms of the work experiences, um, generally it's not ideal to have them all at the same place because it is good to get the chance to see how different types of places, what it's like to work there. Because this is a great chance for you to see, do I like working in licensed childcare? Do I like working in pre-primary? Um, but they don't need to be at 4 different places. I know particularly some of you, I mean, this program is specifically for people in some of our more rural counties across the province. So you may not have 4 different options in your town. Um, so so it would, it would totally work if you have one licensed childcare that you want to try out and one pre-primary that you want to try out. We just like to mention it now because it is good to start building those relationships. Because we don't set up your placements. You're the one that sets up your placements. So if you can be talking early with people about it, so that when the time comes around, they're ready for you. That's ideal. So the first one will be in the winter semester. That one is a shorter one. I think it's 90 hours. So it's about 2 or 3 weeks. And then in the spring, in both years, the spring, there's about a 5-week placement. So those are the more major ones. Yeah, you should speak to if it's a licensed childcare center, just ask to speak with the director and have a conversation. Let them know that you're in an ECE program at NSCC. That's really important that they know that because we're really well respected across the province. For now, you'd want to be telling them that you'll be in your first year so they know what to expect in terms of what courses you'll have taken. By the time you get to your second year, you will have been able to apply and get your level 1. So that will take you up another level within a licensed childcare center or pre-primary. But with pre-primary, I think it would probably depend by the school. So whoever is in charge of pre-primary at the local school would be the right person to talk to. Yeah, talk to the pre-primary at your child's school. You will want to, there are some places that have particular regulations about being able to work in a room with your own child. So that may be something you'll want to mention and chat with them about. But an important part of this work experience as well is you are going to need to get your criminal record check and your vulnerable sector check. We'll give you all that information in September, but you will need to have that prior to going out on your work at placement, and you can't go out on your work placement without it because there's no childcare center or pre-primary across the province that will let you be in a classroom with small children without having those pieces in place. They're super important because of course we want to keep the children safe. So in terms of getting those, I would wait until September, but that's one of those things you'll want to be on top of because we'd love to give you exactly how to do it, but it turns out every community is different. And even my faculty who have had to get these, they go to the RCMP and the RCMP goes, no, you got to go to town hall for that. Got to go to town hall. Town hall says, nope, got to go to the RCMP. So that's why we tell people to do it early because we'd love for them to be one way to do it across the province, but no such luck.
So if you live in a community that is RCMP, it's free and they have to give it to you. If you live in a community that is run by town police, you will have to pay. That is how it works. I researched it all. Yeah, I did this for the last virtual cohorts. So that's how it works. So if your community is run by RCMP, it's free and you go to them. If it's town police, say if you're in Halifax or Truro or something like that, then it would be your town police. And they make you pay.
And make sure you check the hours because RCMP, they don't do criminal record check whenever. Sometimes it's once a week, or one afternoon, or this person will coming back and forth from different detachment to do the vulnerable sector check. And I know for the vulnerable sector check, you will require a letter. These letters are emailed to all the students. I'm not sure the timeline, probably the end of August, beginning of September. This is a letter you will be bringing to the RCMP. They cannot do a search without this letter. I don't believe that has changed. So, because that was the case the last few years.
Depends on the district.
Yeah.
Again, we'd love that to be consistent, but doesn't always go that way. So glad to see in the chat that some people have already planted the seeds about getting placements. That's great. Now is the time to make friends with your local directors. And if there are some of you, I know there's somebody in chat who thought they'd applied to a different program. That's part of why we do get started. This is like, I sometimes I start them like, when you get on an airplane and they say, this plane is going to. Because if by chance you are in the wrong program, or if what you heard tonight, you went, oh dear, I was planning on working Monday to Friday. I'm only available on weekends to do this. Or, gosh, there are children involved. This wasn't what I expected. If that is any of you, you can always reach out to us. Again, that same email, ece.virtual@nscc.ca, and we can talk to you if you do quite seriously think, oh gosh, I'm having second thoughts. Either we can talk to you about your concerns, or if you say, you know what, this isn't for me, I want to get out and make sure that somebody else is able to get the spot in the program, now is a great time to do that. I hate to have people get into like the end of their second year and suddenly go, what was I thinking? Yeah, we are hoping that you are all passionate about shaping young minds. That doesn't include you, Cynthia. If you're having any doubts, now is not the time. No, we know Cynthia is passionate about being an ECE and shaping ECEs of the future to shape those young minds.
Absolutely. And it just made my heart so happy to learn that there's so much interest in the field. As I said at the beginning of this conversation, we truly need people that is motivated by shaping young people, little humans, children in their most critical years, and make that big impact that is just help us to create better societies for the future. So very pleased to learn that there's so many people here. There's a waiting list, and hopefully everybody gets to be part of this program.
Other questions? The last time we did get started, we thought we were going to have one class of students in this program this year, and then so many people applied, the government said, let's do 2 classes. So that's why we're having a second one of these. But the first time we did this, it was Raquel who was the faculty on it, and I got to express my great love of Elmo in the chat. Big fan. Emily, I'd suggest you take a look around your community, whatever is within commutable distance, and see where you do have licensed child care centers. So not a home daycare, because those aren't we can't use those for work placements. But if your elementary school has a pre-primary program, or if you have a licensed child care center in town that you can reach, those would be great choices to try.
And I just want to reiterate that it's really important to check your NSCC email frequently once you get the email to have access to it. That's where most the main communications from. And don't be intimidated by a virtual program. As you see tonight, this works really well. Don't be scared. We are here all the time. You can't reach one of us. It's Christy, Alana, and your faculty available. So reach out anytime.
Yes, Nicole, it is up to you to get your placements.
Yeah, and I'm with Palin and Alana. Please reach out. Cynthia's amazing, and we're all here to support you and make sure you get through this. As an online virtual student myself in the past, it's definitely a great way to learn, and you will make many friends in your groups, and you will leave with many new friendships. So remember that even though we're virtual, we're still all here as a team to be there for you. So please reach out.
Many YMCAs do have childcare centers in them. Lots of our students do placements with YMCAs. I'm not just saying random things. I'm answering things in the chat if anybody's wondering why I change topics so often. But it was really nice to see all of you tonight. Thank you so much for making the time to come out and hear a bit more about the program. Like we said, we are here if you have any questions tomorrow or afterwards. We have been recording this, so we will send that out in an email to people along with some other links that we think could be helpful, including information about loaner laptops. I'm sorry your chat wasn't working. Well, I'm glad I mentioned that I wasn't just randomly pulling things out of my head. But if you do have questions, like you said, you can always email. I am going to stay on for a few minutes because somebody asked me to stay on for some questions. But looking forward to seeing all of your smiling faces in September, and even more in 2 years to seeing you graduate, because that is why we're here, is to get you through with diplomas. So have a great evening, everyone, and don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions.
Thank you so much. A pleasure being here tonight. A pleasure meet all of you, and I hope to see you soon.
Yes, thank you everyone for coming tonight.
Thanks, everyone.
Steve, do you mind stop the recording? Thank you.